Mini Merlo looking like it's done a day's work, or maybe a few, because the other one was waiting for its new windscreen. So it's got a bit of oilseed rape straw on it. It's been really handy. It needs wider tyres in the field though. It is a bit rough on them tyres in the field, but it isn't really supposed to be in the field. It was only in the field because the other one was obviously had no windscreen and was broken. So we'll go and have a look at the other one now, see if the windscreen's set. Yep, the glue seems to have set now. Can't get my fingernail in it up there. So nice and clean and shiny. All hoovered out as well, because even the glass fitters hoovered it. A little bit of a mark on the top of that there, but it's okay. Just need the mirror arm, that's coming next week. These though, there's a lot bigger distance between the metal bit there and the floor, so you've got a lot more flex in the tyre, so in the field they're not as rough as the little one is. That's why we have it on these Michelins, because they're just a bit smoother in the field. It's a different crusher bucket come on demo. They've not used it yet because the headstock was wrong on the top anyway. They've changed the headstock now, so I think Frank or Nick's going to have a go of it next week and see what it's like. It's a bit of a beast. It's huge. Huge but not so wide. And obviously this is the screener bucket. It's again pretty big. The wheat shed's starting to fill up. It's all slowly working its way through the dryer and getting conditioned and into the shed. We've got another sort of 115 acres to cut, and then we've obviously got what's in the dryer around here and what's on the drying floor over there to bring round into the shed. This pile is going to be treat for seed on Tuesday, so Tuesday's going to be chaotic because we've got that getting treat for seed, we've got another variety getting treated for seed, and the bateman coming as well. Just checking out straw HQ. Lots and lots of wheat straw, lots and lots of blue sky actually. Then we've got oilseed rape straw in two different grades, some that's when a little bit dark and was a bit weedy, and some that's better. So it's all stacked on the edge of the field ready, because David's bringing some hay caps on Sunday. Once we've got the hay caps, then we'll restack it close to the other piles with hay caps on. So this is just all ready for that, and then we've got a little field left to bale. So should have a big stock of straw on for when the price rises. How weird, the baler seems to have got zebra stripes. I don't know whether it's how the plastic's made and the static stuck to it, I don't know. Still on the 936, it's probably got another couple of days baling to do, and then that can be potted up for the rest of the year. Well, unless we do some second cut hay. Yeah, this 936, I've always wanted a black one. This is the fourth 936 I've owned, and I've never had a black one. Now wrapping it, I don't know whether it might be a bit fiddly wrapping it, because you've got some of these sort of corners and different things, and I don't know. And then you've got like into these gaps. I don't know whether paint would be the better option. And also these green bits can actually unbolt, so you could actually take all the panels and the bonnet off and respray it separate to the cab. And the cab frame, you've got to kind of like mask off inside here and paint that. When you're inside the cab though, it's pretty much all covered by these little bits here, the door catch, a little trim around the back, but otherwise most of the painting is on the outside and the likes of the mirror brackets and things. So I don't know how you'd wrap these sort of areas. I think painting is a better option. There's a bit more detail somehow than in a car that you'd wrap. Also as well, that we can see, but there's like plastic in the bonnet. It's kind of got like little cracks in it, so it looks good from a distance, but close up it's obviously a bit of heat or weather damage, so that maybe needs sorting. Howard's supposed to be sorting a chrome bit out for the stack as well, and then obviously the grills, they need painting silver as well. You can't wrap them. I think them little lines in the top of the baler are where this is bonded on to deaden the noise, and I think it's attracted static to the panel maybe. Yeah, just checking it's got enough string for the day. It's obviously got sort of, I don't know, 12 rolls this side and 12 rolls the other side, so that should be plenty for today. Top tip, if your pedestals get knackered, get a traffic cone, specifically one that's made of rubber, not plastic. If you bang it on, it straightens the end out and it also flares them slightly, so you can slide them on together easier. But if they're really knackered, like this one, just cut the top off with a grinder. We did fill one once with concrete, but we've lost it. Don't know how you lose a traffic cone full of concrete, but we've managed to lose it. But that was handy as well for ramming them on and getting them square. But this one's made of like a composite kind of rubbery stuff, like the bases of Harris fencing. So that works really well. The plastic ones obviously just squash in. That was one of the ones we filled with concrete. Right, start the Massey, clutch down. It's running. Shut the door. Handbrake off. Forwards. Off we go. First time. Expensive time of year. This fuel tank is here every couple of weeks, filling us up with sort of 10,000 litres of fuel, but at least it's not bringing dry fuel. It's 11 o'clock now. The dew's lifted. Off we go on the wheat. Can we finish Bill's wheat today? If we'd have known there was only that little bit left in this field last night, I think we'd have carried on and finished it with another trailer. Can't really see him now. There's a couple of kids been stuck watching me on the side of the road there waving. Maybe I need Ollie vlogs on the side of the combine. What do people think? Yeah, we're cutting this wheat now, just on the field over there with all the telegraph poles in the way. This one's got a couple in it. It's only a little field. And then on through the old railway, over the other side, 2 blocks over there, about 40 acres I think over that side. There they are, the back. There's an estate over here that people are walking over from. See the monster working. Off we go to another field, past the old railway line that used to run to the colliery, which is sort of, it's now called the Dream. It's got a big statue on the top of it, which you can't actually see from here. No, you can't see it from here, but if you go down the M62 heading to Liverpool, you see this like big head, which is called the Dream. So we've just about folded the tank, just enough to fold through, because it's still got some grey left in it, so that we can fit under these tree branches and these telegraph wires, because James's trailer's already through the clearing. It's really tight through here. Basically your tracks just sort of like sit in the bottom of this sort of valley, and you can't you can't really steer. You just got to like let it drive itself through, because obviously the rear of the machine kicks out when it wants to go around the bend. Well, it can't really. You just got to skim through and hope these branches don't damage the mirrors. Every year we do have to prune a little bit, but I think we're just going to miss this year. Just, yep, through. So there's a trailer ready. We're into this field now. Again, these power lines are across it, which is a pain, because you have to really think about which run you're empty on so that you're not in the way. James is not going wide enough for the gate, maybe. He's trying to just drive in the tram line and not damage any wheat, but he's going to have to take it wider and just run in some wheat to get in. There we go. He's in now. This has gone a little bit flat in places, and because it's got power lines running across in 2 different directions, the pigeons have took advantage and dived in, which is a bit of a shame, because this field, if one of Joe's, it was direct drills, and then the other side of the hedge is one that was ploughed and drilled. So it'll be interesting to see the difference in yield between the two, but because the pigeons have kind of took effect on it, it might not be as easy to see. Just swapping fields now, but you can see, but you can't see a thing in the mirrors because there's all the black dust stuck to it off the oilseed, not the oilseed rape, off the wheat. So I'm going to clean it with a rag. Better. I'm doing a headland now, so I need to shunt in the corner, so I need to be able to see where I'm going. How black that is. It's incredible, that dust. James there now with full load, taking it back. Finish this block now, see where someone's been walking across it. Drop the header now, back on the header trailer, which is like over the, down the road, into the next block of land. Don't know whether we'll get finished, because it is now 6:30, and I think we've still got about 50 acres left to do. And I know it's coming off dry, but I don't think Bill wants to dry it, and with it being still forecast good tomorrow, don't know whether we'll just do one more field or we'll go and try and do the last 2, I don't know. Has Joe done what he did before, where he's parked his trailer under the power lines where I need to empty? Yeah, I think he has. Yeah, he's going to tell me it's the flattest bit of the field, but he could have put it maybe there. Oh no, he's just short of the power lines, I'll let him off. Top tip, people, keep that clean because it gets dust in it and it stops that pin going all the way in, and then the steps spin round when you stood on them. That pin's not quite right and you nearly fall on the header like James did before. Sometimes the pheasants vandalise the trailer back doors and break them open while we're not watching, and we end up feeding the pheasants. But there's been a malfunction. Last year we struggled to get the head around past that dog muck bin. This year it's dead easy with that steering axle. That's where the malfunction occurred, so I have to get that swept up. I love how when I'm opening the block up, I've only got to find a tram line and know that it will fit and the GPS will be online. So we open it up in block so that we can always empty with the auger on the right. So imagine if we just went up and down there, one we'd have to do nearly a 3-point turn. You can just about loop round in 24 metres, which is 2 passes around the outside, but it's a bit of a tight turn, whereas if we do it in island, so like cut a block, cut a block, cut a block, and open it out like that, we can always have the auger out most of the time. We did used to on the other combine just open the auger out halfway so the tractor would drive between the combine and the swath, and we'd empty over the top of the cab. But with this, with that big plastic spout, we obviously keep knocking off when we try that. But apparently class do on the angles now, like that. So if anyone from class is watching, let me know how much it'd be to put it on. Don't know if anyone can see that. It's doesn't really look the same on the camera, but that nearly looks like a rainbow coming out of the cloud because the sun's setting over there, but it's like there's some sun going over the top of them clouds and peering out there. It's a bit dusty. James on the 724, we're just going to top him up now. Put it full chart and then I'll half rate it in a minute. That's on half rate now, it's still coming out pretty quick. Yeah, for some reason that back door didn't shut properly before, or it crept open, and James lost a bit of weight, so he's been in there, scooped it up. Don't know what caused it. It's getting pretty full now. I'm just going to flick the auger to the back on the buttons because one, it folded in a bit, and two, you can't see the back of the trailer because of the glare off the sun on the window. There we go. Rushing the shovel up on the ladder. Just jumped off to take a picture because the sunset looks great. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's there. Yeah, yesterday's video, it was a different gearbox in the middle of the tractor, so it makes the tractor slightly longer, but it allowed you to have creep gear and a live drive PTO, I think is the term. Anyway, quiz question today. What does that 40 mean on the side of the combine? Leave a comment below if you know. And also, just tripping over a row of straw. Next year, do we need something written on the side of the combine? Got some more spectators. And in the dust. And the spectator has got a drone, which has just disappeared behind the auger. There it is. Hopefully we'll have some footage for tomorrow. That's all for today. Don't forget, if you've made it this far, please click likes, then YouTube show it to more people. Don't forget as well, you're all paying for my sprayer that's coming on Tuesday, so 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, don't forget, we'll do it live. If you're a new watcher, tell us where you're watching from, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, and also share it with your mates.